John Edwards is here.
I played O-line with him.
Oh, we're so live.
I played O-line with him.
Live.
I did sleds with him.
Live at the boot right now. Joined with Stephen Offner. Remember, your mics are not on right now. Joined Stephen Offner, Devin Snow, Holden Mayo, Ross Thibodeau. AAC Championship, Tulane versus UFC, and LSU versus Georgia today. That's the SEC Championship. Devin, the man of the hour, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Like, to be honest with you, what time is it?
I don't know.
Exactly. So we're doing good. Can't complain. USA Soccer. See you later. And here we are. Roll wave, baby. Let's go. It's the hottest thing in the state right now.
Are they on the Beans list? Is Tulane
Absolutely.
Wave on the
Yeah,
Beans
they're on
list?
there. Tajay Spears was actually number one on the Beans list, and for a good reason. The guy's a fucking animal. He will be on your fantasy team within the next 2 years. Mark my words. I don't know. Like, hey, you gonna remember to stay at the boot? I'm telling you right now that Tajay Spears you want to take another one of these dirty motherfuckers?
Do you know what they're called?
A boucher.
It's a boot bomb. You want to, Ross? You want to?
Yeah, let's take another one, bro.
You want to do one more?
I'll do one more.
Our heads are going to be fucking backwards by the end of it, but yeah, we'll take it. Yeah, let's take it.
By DraftKings Sports. Run and roll.
Yeah. Shout out DraftKings. Man.
Shout out DraftKings. Just cheers it up.
Cheers to 50 years, fellas.
Yeah, cheers, man.
All right, let's talk, Steven.
All right, don't give me another one of these motherfuckers, bro.
Right now, look at this motherfucker right here, Steven. Does
gonna have
LSU have a
six
chance? Does LSU have a chance today?
No. I mean, hey, look, everybody can show up and play Georgia when they want to, so maybe we can get it done again. I don't know. SEC Championship, anything can happen. When in Rome.
Devin spreads. Who do you have today? Who do you like? Tulane's -4 now.
Yeah.
Are they on the Beans? Are they on the?
I got Tulane I got Tulane at 3, which means I paid a little more to get them. LSU wouldn't touch them with a search warrant, bro. Like I don't care what your optimism is on LSU or not. Like 17.5 points, bro. Like Georgia will probably beat them by 17 or 18. That's where I'm at on it, bro.
Hey, that's fair. Ross, you're an All-American at Tulane. All-American punter. Does Tulane have it? I mean, is Tulane take it down today?
Oh, yeah. 45-34, you heard it here first.
I like that.
Take it, run. We get vengeance against UCF from a few weeks ago. A lot of momentum coming into this game. I think we got something to prove against UCF. I think we got a little experience against the quarterback. Game over.
Is he in?
I think he's playing Ralph City.
He's hurt, right? I mean,
Is he in or is he
I don't
out?
know if he's in or out yet.
I don't care whether he's in or out or not.
Okay.
I gave you the number, 45-31.
45.
All right, so if you go off of what he says, definitely take the team total on Tulane, which is 31 points.
On DraftKings Sportsbook, by the way.
Bro, if you want to win, I think that's the pick right there, bro.
Devin, you've been a guy that's held out for Zion for a while now.
Yeah,
What he did last night, impressive.
it was just sad that I was drunk. But other than that, look, I got there about the second quarter to my house just to watch Zion, and literally the whole time it was Zion, and that's why I waited for Zion, because Zion is a generational talent.
Generational.
I don't think people understand what that means until they see it in effect 3 days a week. You see what I'm saying? Like,
He's on the Beans? Is he on the Beans?
yeah, Zion's on the beans. I mean, some people would say, "Hey, don't talk about Zion eating food." No, that's a performance-enhancing meal, and that's what he's on. Zion's on the beans.
He's on the Beans, Steven. What have you thought about Zion lately?
He's probably playing, other than, unfortunately to say, Anthony fucking Davis, playing some of the most dominating basketball right now. I mean, what do you have, 30,
15 last night.
30, 15, 8.
Jesus. And then it's really fun to watch this. They're bringing back the point Zion a little bit. I mean, he ran up the game before, Monday night, when he had like 5 assists in the first half. It's fun to watch. It's fucking awesome.
Well, that's the thing about Zion. Like if he's by himself, and I hate to say it, but if Brandon Ingram's not playing, CJ played last night. But if Brandon Ingram's not playing, like Zion really takes a. I don't pause before I say it. If Zion takes a load. He's a good load. He's a good load taker.
Good load taker.
He's a good load taker.
It's a good load taker.
Pause.
Put that on the shirt.
Pause, Ross.
Pause. Pause.
Zion's great and everything. Did I mention the wave 45-31? Did I already, already did that?
Let's get back to the wave. Let's get back to the wave.
I took the alternate spread without taking it. It's in my pocket.
Good.
My pocket took it.
Speaking of the Beans list, shout out to Willie Fritz because he could have taken that Georgia Tech job. I don't know. There were those rumors.
Why the fuck do you want to go to Georgia Tech, bro?
Well, don't worry, hey. The boot ponied up the extra money to keep him here long term. We're good to go, baby.
But I think that's a good point. Like, why would you
say that out loud, man?
Why would you take a Georgia Tech job? Yeah, you rebuilt Tulane. That was a fucking task. A task. You want to go to Georgia Tech?
Georgia Tech. What would you do there anyways?
You would take L's.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor for a little while.
Yeah, you take L's.
Is he gonna get an extension? Is he gonna get an extension?
Gotta get one. I think it's probably done or close to done.
Gotta be.
And they hadn't announced it yet. But I mean, it's gotta be done, or else he'd have taken that job.
Right.
I think he was the option. And I think from what I heard, they gave him till Sunday night. He didn't make a decision by Sunday night. My hunch is that Tulane came in over the top. They're working on an extension.
Devin. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I mean, if anything, it's got to be almost done. Like for him to stay, like they came.
No
in
doubt.
No, you ain't fucking going.
I mean, that
anywhere.
shit got shut down.
Yeah.
I mean, it was live for like about 48 hours,
Yeah, it wasn't long.
and then it got shut down.
Yeah.
Can we talk about another guy, Brian Kelly? I mean, you watch when he came into the season, Devin. I mean, I didn't expect SEC West champions.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
There he is. Sex.
Jay Madison's in the building. Devin, sorry, go ahead, Brian Kelly.
No, one thing I'll say about Brian Kelly, man, like, at first he was not on the beans. I'll be honest, bro. I was one of his biggest critics. I mean, you go to that Florida State game.
I was there.
Which I was there. I also was tripping on mushrooms. I'm just going to be honest with you. And I walked in. I walked into my seats, and Florida State fans were just on my ass. And I was like, you know what, man? Like, this Brian Kelly guy, he isn't defending me like he should be. Let it play out. It's like a crock pot. Okay? Brian Kelly is like a crock pot. Explain.
Elaborate, please.
Let it cook. Let it cook. Let Brian Kelly cook. He cooked, and now you can't say a bad thing about him. Brian Kelly on the beans. Yeah, you lost to Texas A&M. Yeah, it sucked. That was a tragedy. Let's be honest. That was a tragedy. You don't want to lose to Texas A&M, bro. The worst pep rallies in the NCAA, hands down. You lost to them. You blew it. But on a first-year basis, Brian Kelly.
Zion.
Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly. Not a big LSU guy, but Brian Kelly, pretty impressive.
No, absolute success this year. Absolute. Unquestioned, right? I mean, look, everybody forgets that like 4 weeks into the year, nobody gave a shit about LSU anymore.
Right.
And then you got hot, you got going.
Right.
I mean, he's a fucking brand new coach. He showed up here in the summer. What do you, like, the expectations were in the floor. I think 2 years from now, look, Brian Kelly's won everywhere he's been. Everywhere. I'm not an LSU guy. He's won everywhere he's been.
Right.
He's now proven he can win at LSU. I think 2 years from now, LSU's back in that upper echelon. Nobody's saying shit.
Well, you think about it. I mean, you talk about that Florida State game. Fucking one extra point away.
I know it really
one
hurt.
extra fucking way. You know, like it's like it also changes the trajectory of the season. But also, yeah, at the same time, he comes in over the summer, all new players, getting a new system in, and also doing those stupid fucking dance videos with the recruits. Really,
I'm trying to forget about him, but you can only remember.
So it started off a little sour right out the jump, you know. So, and then to lose like that, everybody's writing them off. Also, like, you can't do that at LSU. You can go to Notre Dame and lose the first game.
Right.
LSU is going to rip your fucking dick off and shove it right up
And
your ass.
I think that's the most impressive thing. That's the most impressive thing. Like LSU fans were ready to take this guy's dick and shove it in his fucking head. And because he wound up overcoming the adversity. Yeah, we could stand behind this guy right now.
He's on the beans.
Absolutely. He won't admit it. I'd be in his Twitter threads. I'd be like, Brian, you ate your beans? But it's the only guy that I'd really be checking on with red beans. I'd be like, Brian, you ate your beans? He never answers, but the play answers.
One day.
It's absolutely a play.
Persistence is key.
Stephen Hoffner, Devin Stowe, Ross Thibodeau, Justin here at Boot. At the Boot, we're live. Tulane AAC. Let's talk about Tulane Ross.
Let's go.
Michael Pratt, been here a couple years now. Probably his biggest game of his career. What do you like seeing from him?
Look, he's one of those guys that in general, he's got to get his bell rung. It's just weird to say, but last week against Cincinnati, if you go back and look, any tight game we played, he's a little bit of a slow starter sometimes. He's a guy that, we don't necessarily want him running the ball, risking himself too much, but he's a guy that's got to get himself into the game. He's got to run the ball. He's got to put himself on the line. That's just how he plays.
Right.
And so I think early on, I'd work into QB run. Let's get him fucking going. Let's get him in the game.
We need him to have a Joe Burrow USC moment where he knocks the fuck out and comes back.
He's that type of guy, though. He likes to get hit. He's a little weird. He's a little funny.
Devin, let's talk about another quarterback, Jaden Daniels. He's banged up today. He used his legs a lot. I want to talk about LSU a little bit. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know what's
We're
happening
live show right now. I have no idea. We're live.
Getting silly. Hello.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Georgia Bell.
Georgia Bell.
Georgia Bell
That's
here.
not a real name. That's not a real name.
Great name. No, it is a real name. I believe everything she just said. Yeah, Georgia Bell.
What are you saying?
Georgia, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
How's your day?
Can Georgia get her now? Can
It's
Georgia
fun.
give us a
How are we
score?
doing? Are we winning?
We're always
Hasn't even started.
No, Georgia. We're always winning.
Okay, we're winning nowadays.
We're always winning. We're always
We're gonna
winning.
take a break here.
This is the first hand I've held in Tulane in a long
Quick audible. We're going to go 5 minutes with Ryan Griffin.
Oh, okay. Bring him in.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ryan in. All right, we're back. Jake Madison's here. Oh, wait, we got cheers. One more time, Devin. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, Ryan Griffin coming
I
in.
gotta go in a suite with people with sports coats on, bro. We're really risking it right now.
Ryan Griffin, Ross, Ryan Griffin in town here. Ryan, thanks for joining the show.
Ryan, I know it's loud as hell. But we're in a place you might remember a little bit to boot. Just wanted to
never allowed
chat
to go
and
there.
Get your opinion on what you think might happen today, and you know, you were part of this. I think we went to our first bowl game the year after you were there. So you were instrumental in building, I think, what's happening here. And just wanted to kind of let you talk for a second about Tulane football and your experience and what you think might happen today against UCF.
I mean, it's just been awesome to watch. Just seeing the team, you know, excel.
Can you hear us?
Especially,
Is
can
this
you hear
mic
me at all?
off?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Testing.
I don't know.
Can you hear me?
I thought he was here. Y'all got him on a Zoom call.
We're going Zion. There we go. We're going Zion. Jake Madison, Devin, I want y'all here. How good is Zion Williamson?
Did everyone forget that this guy was getting all NBA votes 2 years ago and came in as the most hyped prospect since LeBron James? Because it seems like that. It really seems like everyone, you know, it's like forgot about Trey, forgot about Zion, and now you're really seeing how good he is again as he's just taken over the past couple of games.
Yeah, and it's like without BI, you know, like that's when he's really been able to like sprout, you know, like, dude, anytime I look at Zion, I never forget the term generational talent because that's what we have. And when you see him go for 30, 15, and 8, it's like, bro, are you shocked? No, I'm not shocked, bro. That's why I waited on this dude to get healthy. That's why I waited on this dude to stop eating so much. That's why I waited on this guy.
That's why they gave him a max contract, right?
Right.
Season after not playing a year, and it was never a question whether they would do that or not. They were going to give him all the money that they could, and they rightfully did that. So it was the right choice.
Yeah, we're literally seeing what I'm not. Look, man, I am not shocked. I am more so happy to be able to watch him do this. That's where I'm at.
And you're seeing an evolution of him as a player right now.
Yeah.
This is the same Zion from a couple of years ago that was just unstoppable at the rim, right? You saw the beginning of point Zion there in the passing. He averaged, I think it was like 5.6 assists his point Zion. Never came close to a triple-double. And now he's had a couple of games where he probably should have had a triple-double. He should have had something like 15 assists in the win over San Antonio Spurs the other night, right? You're seeing the growth of his passing. You're seeing him compete on defense, too. This is the best he's looked defensively. I've seen a lot of people say it looks like Duke Zion. He looks great on that side of the ball. You're seeing him emerge as a two-way player, which is not necessarily something I thought I would be saying this early on in his career.
Is he an MVP candidate? Can he win an MVP this year?
If he plays like he played the last 3 games throughout the rest of the season without injury, absolutely.
I think within the next few games, if we keep seeing what Zion's been doing, and he keeps doing it, yeah, he's going to be thrown in the MVP race like early, bro, like before the All-Star break. Like, it's like that.
There's just only so many players that can win the MVP on offense alone, and it's a small list of people, right? If he continues to do this well off the ball defensively, blocks, steals, just making a huge impact defensively, we know he's going to score, and we know he's going to score efficiently, like Jake said. If he adds that other element, he's going to be a top 3 MVP candidate every year.
I don't know about this year, to be perfectly honest.
I think he'll be in there.
Yeah, he's going to be in the conversation, right? Especially if they keep winning. Being on a winning team, he's been out there doing this without Brandon Ingram, which makes him look even better than he was before. That's important, right? You've got guys like Jason Tatum who look freaking fantastic right now on a really good Celtics team. There's a lot of guys he's going to need to get in front of, but the fact that he could be in the conversation, look, you don't have to win it this year. The fact that you're getting noticed, you're getting those votes, you're in the conversation, speaks to his growth as a player and what he's going to be able to achieve on this team.
I think what it comes down to is we started the year thinking, hey, Zion's on a team of superstars, or stars. You know, it's like, who's going to take over? Who's going to take over? And I think within the last couple weeks, I think you see that Zion is the best player on the Pelicans team.
Oh, championship contender?
No.
Wow, what a question. Yeah, like, I'm going to be realistic and I'm going to say, hey, like, we'll definitely make the playoffs.
I haven't won a playoff series yet.
Hey,
I'm gonna do it for him.
but also, let's dial back real quick.
Yeah.
What Zion's done in we're in December, so in just 2 months, what he's done is pretty incredible, pretty impressive. When you look at growth, like he's definitely shown you that like he's a superstar, bro. So like, yeah, we'll be in the playoffs, win a finals. Like, why would I say that?
Yeah.
That was the question. I didn't hear it actually.
Championship contender.
Not yet. No. To me, that's the teams that are in the conference finals. So basically,
Yeah.
the final 4 teams in the NBA, 2 in the West, 2 in the East. Those are the true contenders to me. I don't think they're there yet. That doesn't mean they can't get there as the season goes on. Doesn't mean they won't get there in the next couple of years. I need to see the health first. Brandon Ingram and Zion have only played in 12 games together out of the 22 that they've played. That's going to hold them back and stop them from being consistent. We've seen a couple like stinkers of games from them too, right?
Yeah.
That game against the Indiana Pacers was not good. That home loss to the Portland Trailblazers was bad. You want to be a title contender, you can lose some of those games. But they do have the makings of things that, okay, I want to see that out of a title contender. It's a growth process. It can be gradual. They're definitely on the right track.
Jake, would you agree that it feels a little bit like that pre-Warriors championship team? And I'm not comparing Diamond. I mean, look, they've been. I'm not saying we're going to be the Warriors, but it feels like that first Warriors team that like got really hot, made a run, and then everybody said, "Oh wow, this might be a team over the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years." It feels a little bit like that in terms of, I think, the rest of the league understanding, wow, this team's a problem.
I think it's probably closer to the Oklahoma City Thunder when they had Harden, Westbrook, and Durant when they made that finals loss to the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, that team is a team on the rise. They're all young. They're under contract. The thing with that Warriors team was they were coached by Mark Jackson, and they had to fire him and kind of overhaul a lot. I don't see this team needing to overhaul a lot, right? Willie Green's the right coach, we think, for this. They have the right kind of offense as long as they do the point Zion thing and don't just stick him on the low block. They just need to keep getting better, just building one step at a time. To use the Tulane analogy, it's go 1-0 every game, right? Don't think too far ahead. Do that and they'll be fine. They don't need to change a whole lot, I don't think.
Yeah, because there's one thing you notice, like when Zion, B.I., CJ were all playing together, nobody can sit here right now and say, hey, this was a super fluid team. That's not the case. Like, if there's anything they need to figure out, it's when they're all playing together, how you can make Zion stand out like he has when they're not playing together. And it's true, bro. Like, Zion is going to be the best player on the team. That's just the facts.
That's just the facts. That's the thing that makes this Pelicans team so freaking scary to me. They're a good team now. I forget what their net rating is right now, but it was 4th going into the Spurs game, right? That's one of the best in the league. They're the magic number of being 6 or above in net rating. That's the number you actually need to be a title contender. If you look at all the NBA champions, they're all in their net rating is 6 or better. So they're right in that kind of range. And I don't necessarily think this team has played amazing, world-beating NBA title basketball yet, and they have room to grow into doing that. Again, we haven't seen Brandon Ingram and Zion on the floor together the whole time. CJ is still trying to kind of find his way after a rough start to the year. When they figure it out, like, watch out. That's when this team becomes a problem. They're not even close to their ceiling.
That's where I'm at. They haven't figured it out yet, and they're still good. So I know we could go Pelicans all day. He has Tulane winning 45-31. 45-31. You agree?
I think it'll be, I don't know if I necessarily agree. I think more so it'll be a 7-point game at the minimum.
Jake, what you got?
I want to pick like 100-0, but I don't think that's going to be realistic.
Yeah.
Here.
No, it might be. It might be.
They're going to score a lot, right? They've got some film on this UCF team they played a couple of weeks ago.
They're going to score a lot.
They scored against that team. Just contain whatever QB they have.
If you look at the second half, look at the second half of that game, I think then it's easy to see a path to 42, 45.
Yeah,
I think, look, man, if we're talking about gambling, bro, the best bet on Tulane today, if you want to feel good about taking Tulane, take them over 31.5 points.
I like that.
That's what's going to happen. They've already proven that they can score high against this team. They're going to do it again, bro. Nothing's going to stop them. Tajay Spears is the key. If you can make a plan with Tajay Spears to take over the game like you did with Cincinnati, yeah, you're going to win.
Is this your first time in Yeoman?
Second time. I went Halloween of like the year it opened. Nobody was there. Nobody. I've never seen one fucking person in this place that was there. Nobody was there
today, huh?
I think it was as close to a sellout as they're going to get if it's not. So this is going to be one of the most well-attended games in Wilmington history. One is the opening game. The second sellout they've ever had was homecoming this year. Like, this is going to be right on up there. I think people kind of realized it, and I think you'll see like a lot of support from like the community that wouldn't normally go to games. So I'm really excited to see what it's going to be like in Wilmington.
Yeah, you had a tweet out yesterday saying you're so excited to get to Yeoman. I mean, this is great. Devin, I got to ask this question before I get off. You're the king of this tradition and everything like that with the red beans. Can you give me a top 3 list yet of your best red bean spots?
The only reason why I don't like giving it publicly because everybody fucking argues it and fucking gives their.
So you can't give it publicly?
No, I can. The only reason why I just want to get on the record of why I don't put it out like on Twitter or nothing because like all the comments would be like, no, this is the top 3. No, this is the top 3. And I don't really like want to argue with people. So it's just like, hey, this is my top 3. It's Queen's cuisine.
Queen.
Yeah.
Number 1 or 3?
I'd say, huh?
Queen's 1 or 3?
Queen's is 1. And honestly, that's the most certain of what I'm going to say. You know what I'm saying? I've been 133 places and like, it's not easy to pick 3. You know, so Queen's I know is number 1. Number 2 would probably be like somewhere like Vucinovich's in New Orleans East, which, I mean, you're going to get a character when you go over there, and you're also going to get phenomenal food. Number 3, I don't know. It's like so up in the air. So I'd say number 3 is just up in the air. I don't want to like.
So you got 2. You got 2 right off the bat.
I'd say those are the 2. For sure.
In the world.
I can feel that in my body. Like I like it's okay. My body will let me say that.
What is your? All right. Here's a different question. What is your favorite recently? Like last 2 months?
Yeah, it'd probably be Vucinovich's.
Really?
Yeah, it was just such a good time. It was a guy from St. Bernard Parish. And St. Bernard Parish people is just one of those things, like you'll know right when you meet them. It's just like, hey, we're going to have a good time, and that's what happened. So I'd say Vucinovich's.
Those motherfuckers are going to see me soon, man.
Hey, the thin onion rings. The thin onion rings. That's key.
The thin onion rings.
Anorexic.
Can you get Zion on the beans here sooner or later?
I'm not starstruck by many people, but if Zion would ever want to come eat red beans with me, I'd probably piss my pants.
Can't respect your life.
Hey man, I had guys calling my show 2 years ago saying Zion was fat, Zion was eating it, and the whole time, bro, like, you know how something comes around you and you can feel it from your head to your body when it's not right? That's how I felt when people were calling my show saying, hey, this guy will never be anything. Hey, this guy is fat. I really felt that come out by. It's like, no, dude, you're really wrong, dude. Like,
I'm glad you brought that up because, Jake, you see the transformation with Zion, right? He started to take it more seriously, it looks like.
Yeah, he had to grow up, right? Like, we don't need to sugarcoat it here. He was out of shape, not taking, I'm not going to call him fat or anything like that. There's reasons for it, right? Everyone could have hit that maturity level at a different time, right? I was an idiot at 18. You have to go up faster when you're a millionaire NBA player to be.
And how old is Zion today?
He's 22.
Exactly. It's like, what do you expect?
It takes some time for people to just kind of have the light bulb come on. And Antonio Daniels says this all the time on broadcast and different things. Like, progression's not always linear. It's not, hey, you start at 18 and then you figure it out at 20. Maybe it's 22. Maybe it's 25. Maybe it's 30. Right? You've seen people blossom later, even in the NBA. You just have to figure out what it took to be a professional. LeBron James, when he came in, was not spending $3 million a year on nutritionists and food and stuff for his body. That came way later. And Zion, just with the spotlight and being the savior of this team, everyone had that expectation that it was going to happen right away. Fair or unfair, that's what it was.
Right.
And he didn't live up to that. But now he's doing it. You see him in shape. You're seeing him commit on defense like we've never seen from him before. He's kind of figured it out, and I'm glad he did it at least in year 4 rather than year 10.
And I love the maturity, bro. Like, take all basketball aside, man. Like Jake said, like, you're not going to be a grown man at 18. It does, like, you can look at any avenue you want. You're going to find a flaw in an 18-year-old. I don't care if you read books all day and you got a 4.0 GPA, you're going to find a flaw in an 18-year-old.
Right. I'm 36, and I bought a new car last year, and I was talking to my parents about their advice on buying a car, right? Like, I'm 36, I make my money, I'm paying for it myself, but I still talk to them about it.
Right.
22-year-old, right? In a different situation for all of that, with all the pressures of the world. Like, sometimes the light comes on different. You got to to give people a little bit of leeway with that. But the important thing is, he's at the end of that journey where he figured it out, and look at him right now. Like,
And he's super
good,
star,
man.
He's a fucking super
And that's what I was willing to do. I was willing to wait to see if Zion was gonna mature. It really, bro. To me, it has nothing to do with basketball. This guy was always fucking awesome at basketball. To me, it's just maturity, bro. And like, yeah, maybe he didn't handle a couple situations right, but no person that age would have.
No, he didn't, and that's also okay.
No doubt.
It's okay. Everything ended up how it needed to end up. It'd be different if in 3 years from now we're still having the same conversations early on. But all of that stuff's been put to bed. All of that stuff has been laid to rest. It's great. It's
Rather quickly. I do want to emphasize rather quickly. Like just in 2 months, man. Dude, he just looks different than when he looked like when he started the year.
Okay, we're going to wrap up the show here. Let's get predictions. So you have LSU 45-31. I'm sorry, Tulane 45-31.
Tulane 45-31.
LSU.
I have LSU covering. I think it's good. Georgia's offense is kind of funny. I can see it being kind of a weird game, 30-17 type, convincing win for Georgia, but don't cover 17 or 17 and a half, whatever it is now.
We'll start with LSU. I think Georgia's going to beat the shit out of them. I mean, look, man, you've had a lot of opportunities to show me that you could have an offense that could move the ball. And yeah, there were some games, but now that we've got the whole season in hindsight, there were games against opponents that, yeah, you should move the ball. Hey, LSU is not a garbage-ass team in the SEC. Even with Brian Kelly being a new coach, that was not the case. So, yeah, we expect them to have some games where they look good. This isn't going to be the game to me. It's just not, man. You're playing the best team you played all year. It wasn't Alabama this year. It was actually, you're playing them today. It's Georgia. I think Tulane's the team to be happy about. I think Tulane wins 31-21, 31-24, something like that.
24, Jake.
I think Georgia wins big. If you lose to A&M, I don't really have a lot of faith in you overall.
Right.
I think Georgia wins big. They've been the number one team for a reason. They could be in for a letdown. They could lose this game and they're still in the playoffs. So this game doesn't matter to them, I don't think. For Tulane, it could be 41-21. I actually really think they're going to have a real good rebound.
I'm going to go ahead right now with DraftKings. I'm taking Tulane -4 right now.
Hammer it.
I'm taking team total. I'm taking -4.
Hammer it.
Jake Madison, Devin Ross, Wrong way. Appreciate y'all.